But I should have said that before we recorded. But what's up, man? What's going on, Nelson? Everything good?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. Just preparing for the season. You good?
Yeah, man. Just trying to get through work. That's all I'm really trying to focus on, man. Figuring out this little new nicks and crannies of this business stuff I'm in, man. But can't complain, bro. I'm excited about everything I got going on right now, man. So I'm good.
That's good, bro. I'm happy to hear that, man. You know, you always on the business venture.
Yeah. By the time this episode drops, I should be. I think I'll start really talking about it heavy after this episode drops. So, nothing too much right now. I can't speak on, but just working on something.
The things in the works.
I always got something in the works.
Good. Hey, it's always something.
It's always something I'm working on, man. It's just the level of publicity I can give what I'm working on. So it just depends.
That's what's up, bro. I always know you're working on something, cooking something up. But that's good, man. Just keep working, keep grinding.
Yeah, man. How's the ramp up for the season been going?
Man, it's going good, man. We in kind of in the preseason right now, playing a couple preseason games against some guys. So it's actually funny how we got started. So our first preseason game was supposed to be against the JUCO, Chat Valley, actually. We had Coach Hicks on the podcast, friend of the pod. And he coaches Chat Valley. If you don't know who I'm talking about, you need to go back and watch the Coach Ben Hicks interview we did a while back. So go check that out. But we were supposed to play his team as our first little scrimmage. And they actually backed out, Guess they didn't feel like they was ready, whatever. I ain't trying to speak negatively on him, that's our guy. But I don't know. They backed out of it last minute. So so we ended up playing Fort Valley State, which is a D2 team. So we went from playing a JUCO for first scrimmage. And, the energy just different. You know what I'm saying? Not to say we was taking them light, but, we a good D2 school. We was going to play a JUCO. We thinking we finna work on some things. You know what I'm saying? Then it was like, oh, they backed out. Dang, okay, well. And then it was like, all right, so instead we playing Fort Valley. It was like, hey, hold on, wait a minute. We supposed to been playing, we supposed to be playing Lil Bro, and now all of a sudden we playing somebody same age.
Yep.
So it turned around real quick. So the energy changed very fast. It was like, okay, well, it went from, oh, we getting ready for a scrimmage, it's gonna be cool, it's gonna be fun, to, oh dang, we got a game tomorrow. It went from a scrimmage to a game to us, the energy just shifted. It was like, oh no, we got a game this year's. And then we was telling people, we playing Fort Valley. And so people, naturally black people want to come because it's an HBCU. That was number one. And then also more people in general want to come just because it's like, oh, we've actually heard of Fort Valley. Some people hadn't even heard of Chat Valley, or they was like, oh man, y'all playing junior college, y'all, that ain't no big deal to them. But then it was like, oh, Fort Valley coming. Oh, we coming. So now it's like people coming. It's like a little buzz on campus. It's like the whole energy shifted. So we ended up playing them first game and or first scrimmage. So but it went well though, some good things, some bad things, but that's expected first time you play somebody. Or first time you play, period, I mean. So some good things happen, some bad things happen. We saw a lot what we can work on, a lot we need to improve on. But we did end up winning it. So we won our first scrimmage. I want to say we won by 8 or 10. It was a really good game, though, back and forth game. But, we sealed the deal in the end. So, yeah. And then we got another. We getting ready for 2 more. We got one, well, when this drops, it'll have been passed. But we got one, as we record this, we got another one tomorrow that I'm, currently getting prepared for. And then we're going to have another one on the weekend. And so Yeah, man, it's we in full throttle now. It's like, man, we getting to it.
Yeah.
So it's exciting though, man. I'm ready.
So what was the turnaround from JUCO game being canceled to finding out you had a D2 game?
Like, what was the time?
Yeah.
Oh, same day. Like, we found out the same day. Like, maybe an hour later. It was
Mm.
crazy. So it went from so uh I heard from my teammate Wiz. Well, he told me first that the scrimmage against CV was canceled. He was like, "Yeah, I heard we ain't playing CV no more," because he played for CV and he knows the players and stuff. So I guess one of them told him. I guess probably. It was like, "Yeah, we're not playing y'all no more." So he told me when we was eating in the calf at lunch. And I was like, "Dang, for real?" He said, "Yeah, bro, they didn't want to play us." And so I'm like, "Dang, okay." And then right after that, Coach Moore texted me and was like, CV, we're not playing CV no more tomorrow. They decided they didn't want to play. We playing Fort Valley State instead."
Mm.
So I'm like, what? Like, it was crazy how fast the turnaround was. It was like not even a couple minutes. I was like, dang, like that's a big jump. Like, no, all
Yeah.
respect to CV and whatever. They're a good JUCO, obviously, but a good JUCO. But going from playing a good JUCO team to playing a good D2 team is a big jump. It's like if I told you, hey, like imagine you coaching the, let's say you coaching the Boston Celtics, and it's
Yeah.
like, all right, y'all, we're gonna have a play date against Duke tomorrow. Like we're just gonna go in there scrimmage with them. We'll play a real game, but it's gonna be a scrimmage against Duke. And it's like, all right, Duke backed out, so instead we're gonna play the Spurs. It's like, dang, bro, like we were getting ready for Duke.
Yeah.
We thought we were going there, play around, mess around with Duke. But now we got to play the Spurs. That's going to
Yeah.
be a big difference. So, but the energy shifted, and I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was good for us. In a way, I thought it was good because you could tell the energy changed with the team, not just like in a bad way, like not like we were nervous or nothing, but you could tell guys was like not taking CV serious. They thought it was gonna be all fun and games, like, oh, we're gonna go out here and play CV. It's gonna be a good time. And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, we playing Fort Valley. It's like, oh, all right. So what's the scout like?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we get some personnel? We gonna watch film, like now we taking it serious. So I think that was really good for us in a way. And then it was like a good first test for us. It was their first time touching the floor. It was our first time touching the floor against another opponent. So uh, it was good. I think it was a good experience for guys. And I'm glad we came out with the dub. I'm glad guys got in-game experience because like half our team don't have D2 experience, like half
Mm.
of them. So the guys we were playing, this is their first time being on the floor in a serious situation like this in a D2 game, and so it's like they needed that experience. I feel like so it's still good. I'm glad we won, but it was good experience.
Mm. That's an interesting little turnaround because, like you said, that's a mindset shift. That's a body shift. It's like because I know coaches want players to be turned on 100% time. You play everybody 100% all the time, but humans aren't built like that. Everybody's not built like that. So it's the
Right.
goal, like you said, to go from little bro to your homie that's right here with you. It's like, oh, time out. Like, let me recalibrate everything I got I got going on here. So yeah, I understand that one, man.
Man, it was crazy, but it was fun though. I had a fun time in the game, just playing in front of people. It's always when you probably understand from your days hooping. Like it don't matter how old you is, getting back to playing in like real games. If you love the game, it's nothing like it. So and then there was a good amount of people in there, and I can't lie to you. For a scrimmage, the game was loud. Like it was
Mm.
a loud game. Like we'll shoot a three and it'll go in, and the whole crowd go. Like the whole gym was like rocking. I'm like, bro, is this a scrimmage or a playoff game? Like it's loud in here. And then I had a nice little alley oop dunk. That was kind of like it was a nice dunk. I caught the oop and dunked it backwards. Gym going stupid. I'm like, man, this feel like the season. So I was just happy to be out there for real. Like I got the experience. I've been here 2 years. It's going on my third.
Yeah.
But I saw the experience wasn't a big thing for me, but just being back playing and then getting the chemistry right with the guys, man, nothing like it.
Mm. So how you feel like the season gonna turn out for you?
Well, speaking on the team first and foremost, like I think we got a solid team. I think we got a lot of good pieces. I think we got shooting. I think we got athleticism. I think we got a lot of guys that like are unselfish, play the right way, and that's always good. You know, even if we're not the most talented team in the league, playing the right way and playing unselfishly will get you a long way. And I do think we got talent, but talent plus playing the right way, I think we're gonna be really good. But we just got to get the chemistry right, get some of our defensive sets better, so guys can kind of understand and play things a little bit better,
Mm-hmm.
and all that good stuff. I think we'd be really good. And speaking for me personally, I think this is my last ride, obviously. So I'm going for everything. I'm trying to be all conference, or I'm going to be all conference. I'm gonna repeat defensive player of the year. I think I'll actually be the first person to do that. So that's big for me too, to repeat defensive players of the year. So I want that too for myself. And then, obviously, you want that championship in the end. And I think we got a real shot. I think we got a real chance. Like I feel old in a way. Like it's like I'm a true vet now. Like I've played 4 years of college basketball, 2 JUCO, 2 D2, and then this will be my 3rd year D2 thanks to COVID. This is technically my COVID year. So I've seen a lot of things, been around for a while. And so now I can kind of tell when a team is got enough to be good. And I think we got enough to be really good. It's just the fact, can we put it together and keep it together? That's the important thing. So, we're going to see though. We're going to see how it pans out. I don't like to speak too much on it because, everybody excited in the beginning. Everybody, we got everything we need. I've been there so many times. But in reality, it's all about putting it together and keeping it together. And then, you can go real far if you can do that. But, that's easier said than done. We're going to see what happens. But I tell them all the time, y'all can count on me every night. Every night I'm going to give y'all what y'all need. You know what I'm saying? And, I give everything I got every night. And I feel like the dub should be there. The dub should going to come. Like, I ain't saying we're going to go undefeated, none of that stuff. But I know I'm going to give us the best opportunity to win. And so that's how I look at it every night. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to put us in position to win the game. Feel me?
How does it feel to be in position now? Because we talked about all the time. You used to being like the partner in crime. You used to being, one of the guys, one of the pieces. But now you are the guy. You are the piece. So how's that being like transitioning from, Scottie Pippen to Jordan, from Robin to Batman? How's that whole process been for you?
Man, it's kind of funny because it's like my coach says that to me all the time. He was like, "You used to be the Robin, you got to be Batman this year." He said that to me all the time. And if I'm not playing hard, he'll say that like in front of people. He'll try to call me out. He'll be like, "Man, Nelson, he want to be Robin, man. He don't want to be Batman. This and this and this." That's the way of calling me out. Like I'm not going hard enough. I'm not giving them what they need. So that's like. It's crazy, but it is like weird. Like it's funny. Let me tell you like a prime example of how it feels. We in practice, right? We got this play that we run for me. I ain't even gonna get the play away.
Nah, I'm gonna say, hold on, bro. Hold on now.
Never know, never know who's listening. But we got a play that we run for me anyway, and we put it in practice. We ran it, got the ball, scored, easy break, like. Wasn't even hard. We come down the next play. We didn't run it, but I ended up getting the ball on the block again, scored again. We come back down court. The guards like swinging the ball around, dribbling and stuff. Like, running the offense, but, swinging it around. They didn't look at me. Coach Moore said, "Give him the ball. Look inside. Get that man the ball." And then, like, they didn't. Like, we ended up not being able to get it to me, whatever. We got a different shot up. So that happened. Then the next play, they looked for me because he said something. And then I scored again. So then when the drill was over, I came up to him. I said something. It wasn't even about the drill. I can't remember what I said. I had to ask him something. He said, "Man, make them boys give you the ball, man." I said, I mean, they looked at me and said, "No, man, make them give you the ball. You need to be touching the ball. You
Yeah.
like you scoring, man. Make them give you the ball." I said, "Boy, we done came a long way, coach." But times have changed. Times have changed. Because boy, when I tell you, when I first got here, it was like, don't give Nelson the ball if he ain't in the dunker spot.
Mm.
Like, like he would genuinely tell guys, "Hey man, don't try to hit Nelson right here, man. If anything, go ahead and try to score. He gonna tip it in if you miss." That was what he
Mm.
was saying about me. And I ain't saying he was wrong or right, but all I'm saying is we done came a long way from that point. Because now it's like,
Yeah.
"Hey man, give that man the ball. Like he down here
Yeah.
working this and this, and it's crazy." And
Mm.
so, and then when we played Fort Valley, we ran the play that's for me first play of the game, and I got it and scored. And then we came down. He said, "Get to him again, get to him again." And I'm like, "Dang, bro, like you giving the recipe away, bro. Like just chill." He yelling, talking about get to him again. Like, but I'm happy with it though, man. It's fun to know. Well, it's a good feeling to know that your coaches got faith in you, your teammates got faith in you. Like now, my teammates walk up to me like, "Hey man, post up, bro. I'm gonna give it to you, bro." I'm like, "I
Mm.
bet, bro." Appreciate it. Like it didn't used to be like that, so I'm kind of in a appreciative state.
Mm.
But it do get to that point where it's like, man, all right, bro, I ain't touched the ball in a minute. Like it's weird how that shift is happening. I'm like, I didn't used to complain about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what my complaint used to be? "Hey man, my man helped up, bro. Just throw the lob or drop it off. I'm gonna dunk it, bro. We good. I'm gonna score it."
Mm.
Like, come on, bro. And Coach Butler used to tell me, it's like, "Man, it ain't that they don't trust you. It's that they selfish and they don't want to pass. They think they can score everything. Don't think they don't trust you. They just selfish." I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I'm right here next to the rim. They trying to score with two people. He's like, "Man, it ain't you, it's them."
Mm.
Now it's like, now guys come up to me like, "Hey man, now I go up to guys like, 'Hey bro, let's run something for me this time. Like I ain't touched the ball in a minute. We doing too much with the ball. Let's get something easy. Look for me in the post. And then if I ain't got it, I'm gonna kick out the y'all boys gonna be open." And they like, "All right,
Mm.
bet." They trust that now. They trust it. They like, "Okay, shoot, get the ball to Nelson this play. We ain't scored in a while. Nelson probably good for it. Let's go to him. And if he not gonna have it, like he gonna make the right decision with the ball." So it's good to know that they trust me to do that. And I'm just excited about the new role, man. I'm happy about it. Like I'm
Mm.
happy that not only just for myself that my game is elevated, but I'm happy that I am the one putting my team in position to win, and that's a good feeling too. So you just gotta keep working on it, keep compounding on it, because it's only gonna get harder. People gonna start realizing like, all right, they going to him a lot, so they gonna start focusing on me and stuff. But that's just something you get ready for. You
Mm.
know, it ain't no fear in me about it. It's just like, hey, whatever, hey, y'all bring me whatever it is, whatever y'all got, let's do it. I got me over anybody.
And that made me think, because I think about something earlier today, and while you talking, you made me think about something else. So hopefully I don't forget the other one. So, um, which one do you think is harder, going from Robin to Batman, or going from Batman to Robin? Like, which sheet change do you think is more difficult overall?
That's a good question. Um, I would probably say it's harder going from Batman to Robin. I'd probably say that one was more difficult because even though you're taking on the lighter load, I think it's a mindset thing more than anything for both scenarios. So, like for
Yeah.
me, going from Robin to Batman, a lot of times when guys go from Robin to Batman, they already felt like they was good enough to be Batman. Like most times, especially Hoopers, Hoopers had that mentality most of the
Mm-hmm.
time, especially if you're talking about a score. Hoopers usually had that mentality like, man, I can be the guy. I'm good enough. Like, this me. Like, I can handle it. I can take it, whatever. So Hoopers usually feel like they already ready to be Batman, but they also probably acknowledge that the guy who's a Batman at the time deserves it. Like if you in college, that guy probably a senior. He knows more. He's been here longer. He's doing more. So you acknowledge that he's Batman. You like you good with that. I'm good with the role I'm in. That's how I was with Hunt. My former teammate Hunter Preston. I knew Hunt was Batman. I was like, hey bro, I'm with you. And like Hunt was scoring, he was averaging 15 a game. I don't want to get that wrong. I think he was averaging 15 a game, 7, 8 rebounds a game. was first team all conference, all that good stuff. I knew he was Batman. I was like, hey, Hunt, I'm with you. We the two, like together, we the best in the league. That's how I felt. That's how I looked at it. And that kept like that was my motivation. I'm like, together, we the best bigs in the league. And that was like our motto the whole year. Like, we the two best bigs in the league. So he was like the guy for us, and I was like, shoot, I'm the defensive guy, I'm the anchor, and then like every now and then, I'm finna come down here and help him with the scoring. You know what I'm saying? He trusted me. We had a good little connection, so he knew when to hit me, what spots to hit me in, and vice versa. And so he was averaging 15 and 7 and 8 or whatever, and I was averaging like 9 and 7. No, I was averaging 9 and 8. He was averaging 15 and 7, and then I led the league in blocks. So we felt like together we was two best bigs in the league. That's how we looked at it. And then now that he was gone, it's like, all right, now it's my turn to be Batman. It's like it's my turn to be the guy. I just need somebody to help me. And that was like something that was big on in recruiting this year. They were like, man, we're looking for somebody to help you. Because we want you to be the guy, but we need somebody to help you. You can't do it by yourself. We need somebody that's gonna help you rebound, that's gonna help you play defense, all that good stuff. Because Hunt used to do that. So now I'm the Hunt. They like, hey, bro, we looking for somebody to help you. They brought me in to help Hunt. He gone. Now they looking for somebody to help me. That's kind of how the system is working. So I think it's probably easier to go from Robin to Batman. But when you talk about going from Batman to Robin, that means somebody either came in and was better than you, or you went somewhere else and now you were part of their team. Like he's the new Batman. Mm-hmm. So like them two, that shift is hard because it's like, man, this guy just came in and now he's like getting the most touches. They running plays for him. They ain't looking for me like they used to, whatever. Or you went to somebody else's team and it's like you trying to fit in. Now it's like, what is my role? What do I do here? Like I get that he's the guy, but like, dang, bro, when I was at my old place, I used to do this and that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I think that's harder to regress a little bit. Your mindset to shift from, okay, it's not all about me killing right now. I got to let him kill and I got to come along with him and help him. I think it's harder to do that, to give up that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant title. Like, dang, like this my stuff and y'all just help me. Nah, you to help. You know what I'm saying? I think it's hard to shift your mind down in that way. Unless you're getting old or something like Vince Carter. I think it was probably easy for Vince Carter because it's like, all right, y'all young bucks got it. But when you're in college, we all young bucks. It's like, so I think it's probably a little easier to go from Robin to Batman.
Yeah. Like I feel like it is difficult for both of them. And I think the harder part for Robin to Batman is more like it's a mindset shift to go from getting what I can get or only getting X amount to being like, nah, bro, get these shots up. It's like, am I shooting too much? Am I doing am I going too hard? Like, do I need to pull back some? It's like you have to push that person forward. It's like if I bought you a big house and you used to live in like a condo, it's like, do I have too much stuff in here? Like, is it too much space? Is too much room? Like, it's awkward. It's a different fit and transition versus downsizing. But like it's different in basketball because it's like sometimes some people think they're Batman and they think they're ready to upgrade, but you're better suited as a Robin. Like we talked about it before, like a championship winning team, you're not going to be a Batman. You might even be a Robin. You might be like the Alfred, like you the help or the help. Like that's the best role suited for you. You feel me? Like no knock to Alfred because Batman needed him. That was his left hand man. Like probably his right hand man for real, because Robin went always there. So I think that is a different transition. But I think it is harder to go from Batman to Robin just because of pride and ego. It's like going back to my house analogy. It's like if I bought you a mansion, say, hey, you got downsized and fit into this little 1-bedroom apartment, you're like, whoa, time out. Where's all this stuff going that I had before? I'm used to getting up 20 shots. You said I'm only getting up 10. I got to cut this in half. Oh no, because I only get my rhythm until the 8th shot. So what you mean? So I only got 2 more shots left of being like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, where it's very hard to go from being like the primary ball handler to, guy on the wing who might get his, only 3/4 of his touchdown. So I think it is harder because, pride and ego, and it's like the downsizing of like the percentage of what you used to get. So Yeah, I gotta agree with you, man. Because like Robin to Batman is more like you're allowed more room to grow
Mm-hmm.
versus you're forced to downsize, and it's like first off, you gotta fight before you even touch a basketball. You gotta fight your pride and ego. That's the hardest thing to kill first. Some guys ain't got to deal with it. It's like, oh, all right, cool, I'm here to hoop. Most guys, it's like, hold on, give me. I'm not against it, but I'm definitely not just like easily going for it. So I don't know, man. I think you are in a good position though, because you get to level up from sidekick to the superhero. You got your own, you're the side character, the goofy sidekicks. Now you got a spin-off version and you star feature
It's my
now.
show
So
now.
yeah, it's your show. You took over. So I don't know. I think that's a. I don't think anybody talked about that. I think that's a difficult transition either way. But I think it is more difficult to go from Batman to Robin.
Yeah, definitely. Like, the Hooper ego of like, man, y'all. To be real, to get down to it, to be real, it's more of a like, dang, y'all like him over me. That's really what
Yeah,
it come down to as a Hooper. That pride of like, dang, y'all like him over me. He better than me. That what y'all saying?
yeah, it's
And
tough.
sometimes, yeah, that is what we say.
Mm-hmm.
But it hurt a little bit. But for the betterment of the team, if that's what the game plan is, it's like, hey, we want him to take the most shots. You gotta live with it. And if you're the Robin of your team, that don't mean you ain't gonna have your days. Like I remember PBC tournament, we playing Augusta State. They keying in on Hunt real bad. Like if Hunt touched the ball, they making sure he can't go left, all that good stuff. They had a good scout plan, I ain't gonna lie. But in that defense, they was really like playing, they was playing off of me a lot. They was like, basically like make Robin beat us. Like we're not
Yeah,
gonna let Batman be a hero today. Like Robin gonna have to beat us. And I stepped up. I ended up having 25. Cause it was
yeah,
like, shoot, I'm getting the shots. I just gotta be confident, knock it down. This me, feel me? And I was doing it. So I ended up having 25. Granted, we did lose the game, but I remember their faces now. I remember their faces when Robin was giving them the blues. They was like, man, what's going on, bro? I remember they center was like, man, do I need to guard him, bro? He making everything, bro. Like, what y'all doing? Like, they were
yeah,
mad. It was one of them things because it was like Robin is killing us right now. And so they was like hot about that because it's like, man, this is not what we expected. Like, 15 ain't even like hooping for real. He ain't scoring for real. But like y'all playing him, like y'all playing towards him. It's leaving me open. And thankfully thanks to Hunt, Hunt trusts me enough. He like shooting Nelson open. And they giving it to me.
mm-hmm.
So I'm just knocking them down for him. Like they giving me the time and the space. And so then you're gonna have your days. Like if you the Robin of your team, that don't mean you ain't gonna never have a good game. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean you ain't gonna never be the highest score or whatever. But
Yeah,
you gotta be accepting of that. Like, man, I know this the guy. At least for right now, this is the guy. This is who they want to, run with. This is who they want to run most of the plays for. Be accepting of that. And like your day's gonna come. If you the Robin, that's not a bad thing. Like, because like you said, you could have been the Alfred. You could have not been in the show. You know what I'm saying? So just be grateful for the opportunity. And like when it comes, you're gonna be ready. Just be ready for it. Like, you're gonna have your days where it's like, shoot, he was Batman tonight. That
yeah,
happens. You know what I'm saying? So just be ready for the opportunity. That's all I say. I feel like I was ready for mine when it came finally. And so here we are. Now it's my show.
mm. Yeah. It's a spin-off version now, man. So my other question I got for you, because you made me think about this too. So
Mm,
for your team, you getting back to like feeding the big. It's the game plan is revolving around the big. So
mm,
earlier today, I was thinking about how Shaq people nobody like I don't think people are just directly overtly saying this, but Shaq was probably the last true big man that the league has had, you know,
mm,
by that definition. But I was thinking about it like that's not 100% true. Like he's probably the last legendary big, but how many legendary bigs are there really in the game of history? So you know what I mean? It's not that fair of a thing to say, but
yeah.
the type of big that we've had has changed. So I know you like this one, but like post Shaq, not people who play in Shaq's era, who you would consider in his era, but post Shaq era. Who would you say for you personally from now? So let's say like the 2010s, like a little early 2010s, but from 2010s to now, top 5 centers.
Centers.
Yeah.
So we said starting from about 2010s. I still say I don't know if we count Tim Duncan as a power forward or center. I guess we probably count him as a power forward.
Nope, he's Shaq era. He don't count.
Okay, I go for that because he was drafted in the 90s. Okay. Well, off the top of my head, I got to throw Joel Embiid up there. I feel like Joel Embiid is very dominant, when he's healthy. And I feel like we as Hoopers, I think Hoopers kind of know, like, if Embiid could just stay healthy, who knows what he would have accomplished by now. But that's kind of been his Achilles heel. He's just been unhealthy for so many times at crucial points in his career, like missing playoffs, getting hurt in the playoffs, stuff like that. And then, for a while, he's out of shape. If he could just stay with it, be on the floor, I think he'd had a good, like a solid, like he probably would have been MVP at least once.
Yeah.
But that remains to be seen. So I just, I love Embiid's game though. So I think Embiid is definitely up there. Obviously Jokic is up there, but for the all-around version of his game, his game is so all around. He can score, he can pass, he can rebound. He's basically a walking triple-double, and he got so much like touch and like just his game is very like it's not finesse, but it's like I don't know. I can't think of a word other than touch. He got so much touch for the ball, like the hook shots he be throwing up be kind of like sky hookish. And the turnarounds be real like fading real hard and like over the top, and that jump be going in. Like it'd be crazy to me. So Jokic is obviously up there too. And then let me think, another center, late center. Scoring wise for centers, I think obviously them two at the top. Outside of them, it get kind of slim at the center spot. I think everybody want to play power forward now, and the centers kind of just like, do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Boot down, block shots.
I help you out. So these are the 5 that I came up with. So,
okay.
Of course, I had those 2 because those are the hands down like from 15 to now, hands down the best bigs we done seen and had in the game. So, So let's just not in any order, but those 1 and 2. Okay. Number 3 have to be Boogie, DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I ain't think about Boogie. Boogie is definitely up there, obviously.
He's hands down in that discussion of he's in that Joel Embiid talk of like, man, if he was healthy, he would be astronomically great. That's just ridiculous how great Boogie was. Like I debate sometimes back and forth if I would take Boogie over Embiid. And I think I'll take Boogie. I might be a little biased. I think I'll take him.
I ain't gonna lie, I might be with you because Boogie was like getting 40s and 20s at a point in time in his career. Now he might get suspended in there every now and then or ejected, but when he was on the floor, he was a monster. Now that like best center in the league type monster.
Yeah.
So I might be with you with that one.
So he's my 3rd pick. Okay. Dwight Howard is by far and away like he's in that discussion like the next tier of all-time greats. And once we get past the Shaqs and Hakeems and Kareems and Bill Russell, once you get past that list, he's in there with the Patrick Ewings and Dave Robinson. I think he's in that discussion. I think that's where Dwight goes. Especially when he was like I think 3-time defensive player of the year, 4-time. Yeah, I think he had 3 or 4 of them. So he was hands down the best center for a stretch. Like he was that guy. So it's number 4.
So not to stop you right there. Remember who your 5th name is. I don't want to like mess you up.
I got it.
Last year in my defensive player of the year run, this is before I even won the award, obviously, because I ain't winning the award officially to the end of the season. That it became like my nickname. Everybody had always said like I look like baby Dwight Howard. People have always said that to me because I got big shoulders. Like when I'm in my jersey and stuff, everybody was talking about how broad my shoulders are, and so that kind of became like a thing, like baby Dwight Howard. So then this past season, I'm blocking shots, obviously going crazy, leading the league in blocks. My teammate's father, my teammate DP, well, my former teammate DP, his dad be at every home game and a couple away games, real loud in the crowd, always know when he there. He one of them fans. He would, whenever I would dunk or something, he would start yelling out, Superman, just like that. You could hear it. And that kind of became my nickname on the, like, for the for the game, like in the season, Superman became like my nickname because it was like maybe Dwight Howard. So, but I've always admired Dwight Howard, and then I ended up winning Defensive Player of the Year too. So it just was a cool thing, and that's how I marked my season. Like that was my Superman season. So I'm trying to keep it going this year. You know, maybe it'll keep going. Maybe it'll, stick around. But I don't know. We'll see what they call me this season.
Yeah, we'll see, man. If you can relate to the White House, you'll win more than one Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, you'll repeat. So we'll see, man. I think you got it in you, but it's up to them to make the right vote. So we just leave right there. But yeah. So my fifth pick, this is probably gonna surprise a lot of people, but I know you'll probably appreciate him. But it's Andrew Bynum. I think even though he had a short tear, I think it was 2 or 3 years, maybe a little bit more, where he was like supposed to be the reincarnation or the reemergence of the true center coming back. So I think that'll probably be the fifth center. I ain't like right down the list or nothing. It's just like top of the head, just like people I can think about. I might be forgetting a name that I should have thrown in there over him, but just going off the top of the head, just like the great centers that we had who like truly had their share of like, man, he's the best center in the game. I think Andrew Bynum's probably the fifth pick for me.
That's solid because I ain't gonna lie. It was a time when the Lakers was in the championship and them 2008, 2009, 2010 seasons. Bynum was like in the running for best center in the league. It was kind of a thing between him and Dwight at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was like him and Dwight Howard, one and two best centers in the league. So that was like the thing at the time. Remember? So yeah, I do got a lot of respect for Andrew Bynum. I wasn't, that's my fault for not thinking about them guys. When you said 2010s, I'm thinking about guys kind of like drafted past that point. But like I didn't realize exactly what time frame you meant because them guys definitely up there. I watched a lot of Dwight Howard, watched plenty of Boogie. Didn't watch too much Andrew Bynum. Lakers games come on at 10:30 at night.
Yep.
But yeah, I have respect for Andrew Bynum, obviously. But yeah, those are the big men of our era a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that that's why I tried to like wheel you in a little bit by saying a little before 2010s.
Yeah,
because I probably would do the same thing. Somebody just threw me on the spot like that, but yeah, I was thinking about that, man. Just like how Shaq really was the last great big that we had, but it's like even with that, like look at how great the names we just listed. Like Boogie is probably the only player that we can compare to young Shaq, like Orlando Shaq. And then, yeah, we called the White Superman, but his game was nothing like Shaq, like at all. So it was just Superman because of the dunk contest joint. But he played in Orlando, and he followed him to Los Angeles. But that's kind of still against the point. But it's just whatever. But Joel Embiid is probably the next closest thing to the Shaq. So it's like it's Shaq, Boogie, and then Embiid as far as like the reincarnation, because Embiid's game is a little bit more finesse than it is power because he don't really post up as much. And he don't really just like overpower dudes like a Boogie and Shaq does. So not to knock him, but it's just like style of play. So that's just, this is a thought I had earlier today, man. Like who was like the next couple great bigs that we had after Shaq? So I know you'd appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I'm a big guy. You know what I'm saying? I love a good like big because everybody love guys like watching guys that like they can relate to a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I appreciate good post moves and stuff. When I was like just learning post moves and stuff, I watched a lot of those guys like tapes and stuff. I watched a lot of Hakeem Olajuwon. I know you'll appreciate that. But like I ain't got no dream shake in me. The dream shake is actually, I don't know if people realize this, the dream shake is kind of hard. Like in all honesty, Like it's not just catching the ball and doing this and then going somewhere. You will travel. Like
Oh yeah.
if you just go out there and think you finna just in game just and then go the right way, like no, that's a travel. Like for a lot of people. But I watched a lot of tape like that, just trying to work on footwork and developing feel for the game. I watched a lot of those guys and stuff. And then as I expanded my game a little bit of like trying to push out on the open floor, handling the fast break, that's when I started watching guys like I started watching a lot of Giannis, obviously. Started watching LeBron, like just seeing what them guys see, the moves they would make in the open court. Because I want to be able to I ain't got to run no point, obviously. I ain't trying to do that at all. But long rebound, I pick it up. Hey, just come on, run. And I'm gonna make the right decision with the ball. That's kind of how I just want my game to be. So I'm starting to watch guys that do that. And so now I got a little bit of both, you know what I'm saying? So now, like, you can hit me on the block. I can, back to the basket, back down, make the right move. I can catch, face up, you know what I'm saying? Face up gang in there. And then, if I mess around, turn that thing over, hey, I'm pushing it. Let's go. Oh, when I shoot in the corner, tray ball. So that's all it really come down to: making the right decision with the ball, making the right move at the right time, developing that feel. I watched all them guys, so I got a great appreciation for them guys that you just named.
I was thinking about this. It just came to mind. Amari Stoudemire, are we counting him as a center or a power forward?
I would count him as a power forward. I don't think he never really played center like that, unless he had to. I think he classified because when he was in Phoenix, Tyson Chandler was there, right? If I ain't mistaken. When he was in Phoenix,
Tyson Chandler, he was in New York around the time, I think.
When Tyson Chandler was there?
Yeah. Tyson Chandler came like the Devin Booker years.
You sure about that? Well, I don't know. We might have to fact check it, but that's okay right now.
He was with the Mavs championship years, and then
that's 2011 though.
Yeah, and then after that, he was with the Mavs and the Knicks during them years, because he was with the Carmelo years.
Tyson Chandler or Amari Stoudemire? Because Amari Stoudemire was there for the Melo years too. So they were together at the Knicks then.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I would classify him as powerful. I feel like that was like his natural position. Should be real, but he was a great player. Definitely a great player.
So yeah, he just came to mind. But speaking of his teammate, in Phoenix,
boy that's crazy.
Boy got the boot up out of there, man. That was. I'm not gonna say it was not expected, but I didn't expect it at the same time. Not this early. Like it's what 5
that
games in.
It's like 7-8 now. 7-8.
Yeah, 7-8. It's like not even 10 games. It still doesn't make full sense to me. Like I think that yeah, it was expected, but not expected. Maybe not this soon. Maybe that's what threw me off. Not this soon. But then the weird news that threw me off next was they're talking about getting Ime Udoka in there. And I was like, whoa, time out. Ime Udoka.
You ain't like that, huh?
Whoa. What are we? Whoa. Time flag on the play. That is illegal. Y'all not finna steal my guy off our bench, suspend him, and then get like what? What are we doing here? So, but I don't want to comment too heavy on that. We still don't understand what fully happened with the whole situation with Ime. So, everybody that knows it just says real messy, and it's like whenever it comes out, it's gonna be shocking. So I don't want to comment too heavy on that. But not his, departure from the team. We're gonna talk about with Steve getting up out of there. So what you think about that, man?
So firstly, I want to point out that I, Nelson Haskin of the BeBall Jones podcast, predicted Steve Nash to get fired here in this season. Now, did I say it was going to happen 10 games this season? No, did not say that. I ain't going to act like I did. But I'm going to pull the tape, too. I'm going to remind people. Because in our NBA season preview, we went live. It's still up on the channel. Y'all go back and watch it. But I'm going to post the clip anyway. So, hey, I still want y'all to go watch it, though. But I'm going to post the clip so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But when I go pull it, y'all going to see. I said in the NBA preview, if I'm the Nets owner, Steve Nash got to show me something this year. Like, I'm putting his feet to the fire. I said all that. I said, because his first year here, KD was hurt. Because KD and Kyrie came, KD was hurt, so he didn't play a game. Then the next year, COVID happened. And then, they went to the bubble, and Kyrie didn't play. Then the next year, they get bounced down first round. by the Celtics. Swept. Not even just beat. Swept by them boys, So your first 3 years, your first year you had somewhat of an excuse. Your second year you had somewhat of an excuse because of the bubble and then without Kyrie. Then your third year, Kyrie didn't play half the season. I will give you that. But it was a lot of chaos surrounding your team. And then in the playoffs, Kyrie and KD did play. And Kyrie and KD played majority of the last few games of the season. Like the last 2 months of the season, Kyrie was playing every game that he was healthy. KD was too. And then y'all traded James Harden, obviously. But y'all got solid pieces for him. It ain't like y'all ain't getting nothing back. Granted, Ben Simmons ain't played, but y'all got solid pieces. Y'all got Kyrie and KD. I ain't finna go back and forth with nobody about that.
Yeah.
And then y'all get swept by the Celtics, who granted did go on to the NBA championship and lose to the Warriors in 6, but they went to the finals. But y'all got swept. Swept. And we talked about it. You got KD and Kyrie, and you can't win a game. A game. And so I think that was like the one. And so I said in the NBA preview, if I'm the Nets owner, he got to show me something this year. If we not touching the finals or close to it, like we ain't making, I said if we not making a big playoff run, Eastern Conference Finals, we need to be a finals contender. If we not doing that this season, then it might be time to let Steve go. I said that. And then they came out here this season, start out the season like what, 2-7, 2-6, whatever it is. They lost their first like 4 in a row. So it was clear the season was not going in the right direction. And there was no more excuses. Ben Simmons is playing, Kyrie is playing, KD is playing. So there was no excuses. And they still bottom of the East the first 10 or more games into the season. How many games they played, they bottom of the East. And so they let him go. And then Ime Udoka is on the market because, unfortunate circumstances. And I think that was even more like of a sign like, hey, that probably was like the push they need. They was like, oh, Ime Udoka on the he in the free agency, he in the market. Let's go and get Steve about it. Because I guarantee you, if Ime Udoka, they probably already discussed it. I'm quite certain they did. If Ime Udoka wasn't available, they probably wasn't going to do Steve like that out the gate like that, you know what I'm saying, so fast and early in the season. They would at least gave him halfway through the season. But then they got a guy like Ime Udoka who's proven to be a good coach, just took a team to the finals. Most people didn't really think they was going to go to the finals like that probably early in the season. And it was clear that his coaching was very evident. You know what I'm saying? It was clear that he was a good coach at the time in their whole playoff run. Because I remember they started off with like lower half of the East, and then they turned their season around and bounced back, and and they end up getting to the top 3, and then they make they made their playoff run. So it was clear that he had a coaching. He was been a good coach this past season. Mm-hmm. So I'm quite certain it was like already discussed. Like, well, shoot, we weren't really feeling Steve. No way, Steve ain't doing good. The season's not looking good right now, and Ime Udoka is on the market. So it's either now or never. Like, there's not going to be a better time to do it. So I think that was like the push they needed. So here we are. Steve Nash out the window. So I just wanted to let y'all know that, Nelson Haskin of the BeBall Jones podcast with Nelson Haskin predicted that the Brooklyn Nets was going to start putting his feet to the fire and possibly firing him. Now, did I predict that Ime Udoka was going to be on the roster? No. But, can't call everything.
Yeah. I think that I saw Quinn Snyder supposed to be a possibility too. Now,
I saw that too.
Seeing how quickly they talking about Ime, somebody, I forgot who it was, but they said Ime is supposed to be announced in 24 to 48 hours. So I'm like, why even mention Quinn Snyder's name if that's the why even throw my name out there? Like, if it's gonna be him that clearly, that quickly, don't even throw my name out there. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, if this spot became available that quickly, you already had to predetermine the next couple moves. So it's just like, it was just like they ain't just sit on their hands and be like, well, let's get Nash up out of here, because that's a big move for that type of team. It ain't like it's the Rockets, like, oh, we can take a little time, get an intern coach, and we'll figure something out as we go. No, it's like, okay, you out of here. he gets a replacement. We got these 2-3 guys mentioned. There's the intern, you substitute teacher. We finna get the new teacher up in here real quickly. This is a championship caliber roster. When you got talking about Kevin Durant and Kyrie and Ben Simmons, like we need to have something produced, and like we said earlier in the other episode.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you can't mess around with KD. How old is he? Like 34, 35,
I
36?
think 34.
Somewhere in there, mid 30s. I'll get his mid 30s. So like we ain't got time to waste with KD in these years. Like he averaging what 32, 33 points a game still. So
yeah.
it ain't like he dropped off and averaging 24. That's a bad year for KD. Like that was KD 10 years ago. We ain't doing that. So, I think he came in the league averaging like 24, 22. So KD going back to that, we ain't got time for that. So it's just interesting, man, because I ain't expect Nash to be going this soon. Like I knew they had a rough run. He was up out of there, but this soon kind of threw me off. So that's just weird for me, man. But you caught it. You said Nash probably be about it. It's probably a do or die year for him, and it was obviously die. Because he
died.
Oh yeah, that boy is at home. He probably went back to Phoenix, or I don't know where he went back to, but he went back somewhere. He
had to get up out of here.
He ain't staying in Brooklyn too much longer. So, but it was just, I don't know. His whole coaching run for me felt weird because he went from I think they tried to force the renaissance of former players to coaches with little to no coaching history. Because Chauncey had that. I think he was more of an assistant. Not even assistant, but he had a couple little roles here and there. T. Lue, he went through the pedigree. He was a assistant with Doc a couple years. Then he went with the Cavs under David Block before he got his opportunity. I think I said his name right. I hope I said his name right. But, with the Cavs for a minute before he got switched on as being the head coach. So I think they were trying to be a part of that run of like J. Kidd. I don't think he had any assistant coaching runs. That's all I can think of right now. But I think he was a part of that point guard era run of like, okay, you off the playing floor don't get me wrong, Nash had a couple little assistant jobs with the Warriors, but it wasn't like a for real coaching job. He was basically like advisory / train Steph and KD. That's basically what his role was from what I saw. Like that's it.
Felt like that, huh?
That's basically what it felt like. He said he wanted like a full-time roster guy. He was basically like, because he was kind of testing why to see what he wanted to do. So he'd be at home with the kids a lot. He wanted to be a dad some and stay around the game a little bit. So I don't think he traveled with the team that much. He'd mainly be at home. So but yeah, he had a interesting little trajectory going forward. And then I think at one point I watched the old interview or something. He was saying he didn't think he wanted to coach for real. So I don't know, man. Like I still like Nash.
Might not want him.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know, man. It's just an interesting little move for him. But hopefully he can. Yeah, he'll be all right. I ain't too concerned about him.
Nah, I'm sure he'll be fine. Like, hey, I ain't gonna lie. Watching the games, I never really thought he's been doing a great job coaching. Just being real, I feel like the offense just was not like working for them. Like they don't play no defense. They got guys who can defend. KD is a solid defender. Ben Simmons, solid defender. Claxton, shot blocker, rim protector. Like, there's no reason y'all should just be getting murdered. Like, there's no reason guys should just be putting up 130.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then y'all still trying to outscore people. And then y'all trying to outscore people. KD and Kyrie putting up 30 plus a night. Ben ain't shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, so we got two guys giving us 60, almost 70 points a game. Where are the rest of the points coming from? Like, it should not be this hard. That's how I see it. It should not be this hard.
Granted, you had your next two best shooters out with Joe Harris and Steph Curry. Granted, I give you that little grace. So that's the one thing that's kind of like, you can't really judge them too harshly the first 10 games to see what the season's gonna be like. because you have number one, number two, number three is not a really offensive option, and he's still not 100% himself because you don't take a year off, come back 10 games, and be back to who you were. So let's get that out the board. And I think he's setting out the next couple of games too, so he's definitely not himself. But then you're missing your next two offensive options. Like that's a tough. So you got 1, 2, 3 is not even back to himself. Then 4, 5 is not themselves. They're not even playing. So that's a tough little turnaround for a coach. But for you to be 1-4 or 2-4, whatever your first little run was, and you still getting smoked like that. So I think that's the part that really got him out of there. And I think coaches kill me with this, but coaches love to say, don't get me wrong, this is true, but not 100% true. Coaches love to say, oh, we can't coach effort. We can't, install effort in players. That's 100% true. You can't put the battery in a player's back. But there is something to be said when a team's not going hard for a coach. Like, there's something, I don't care what level you're talking about. Players will turn it on for a good coach. No matter how bad they're playing, a good coach can spark and manipulate things, or something about me will get my players to play harder. There's something to be said when a good team's not playing hard. That's what happened with the Nets. And if you watch I hate to be subliminal like this, but when Kyrie and KD talk sometimes, they talk, especially Kyrie. I love Kyrie. We can talk about that too if you want to. It don't matter to me. But Kyrie talks about the future of the team. It's about Sean Marks, the GM, Joe something, the owner, him and KD. So it's owner, GM, him and KD. Wait, there's a gap. There's a gap in chain of command here that we just skipping over. So he did that twice, I think. And so I'm just like,
You can tell they don't really have respect for him, though. Like, as a coach, they don't really have respect for him. And when he came, Kyrie was like, yeah, I don't even think we really need a head coach. I don't really think we need a coach. Just go hoop type stuff. I don't know if he was joking when he said that, but he sure looked serious to me. And, like, that lets you know, number one, they ain't having a whole lot of respect for him. And I think Steve Nash had, like, a stint with the Warriors. Like, he coached their, like, summer league team or something like that. Yeah. So, like, I don't think he never was a real assistant, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least not for no long term. But, so he got some coaching experience. But then I feel like KD and Kyrie bring in, like, obviously they signed off on him being the head coach. They came to Brooklyn because it all happened at the same time. So, obviously, they signed off on it. But I think they signing off on him being a coach on some stuff like, yeah, Steve gonna let us hoop. He gonna understand the players, situation, whatever, this and this. And I learned this at an early age. So I've said on here multiple times, I had three head coaches in my 4 years of high school. And they all were very different. And so I've learned to play under different coaches with different styles. And when I say different, like coaching styles, I ain't talking about plays and sets and none of that. I'm talking about the way your coach coaches you. I played for 3 different guys in high school. At a young age, they were all very different. My first head coach as a freshman, my head coach as when I moved to the varsity at least. My varsity head coach my freshman year was very tough, very like no nonsense. Like, he all about winning. He all about, the ultimate goal, whatever. He didn't care about nothing else. He ain't really kicking with us like that. He wasn't our friend. He was our coach. Like, he was about business, which was cool. I'm a freshman. I came into it. It taught me to be about my business. You know what I'm saying? Cool. My sophomore year and junior year had a different kind of coach. He was very cool. He was a good bit younger. I think he was like in his early 30s. So he related to us. He was a cool dude. Played 2K with us sometimes online and stuff. He was good at 2K. All that good stuff. Cool dude. But I think in term, that made guys not respect him enough sometimes. And I recognize that as a high school, I'm like, the guys don't respect him enough. And me being myself, I got the utmost respect for my coach. But that's partly because of the coach I came in with. Because he was so no nonsense about stuff, it made me kind of that way. Not no nonsense. Obviously, I'm a goofy dude, joke, play all the time, whatever. But when it came to basketball, I was serious. I had a lot of respect for him as a coach. I never did not respond to him with yes, sir, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was that kind of respectful. But the next coach I had, you ain't had to do that. Sometimes, you know, he was cool on it. You know, of course, I still did it, and guys still did it. But like sometimes you be like, all right, coach, all right, yeah, or yeah, I got you, whatever. Like it wasn't always yes sir, no sir. So that made guys not respect him enough sometimes because it was almost like we was friends. Your coach can't be your friend. That's what that taught me. And then my senior year, a different kind of coach came in. He was also kind of a no nonsense guy. He cool dude though. He joked and played with us and stuff. But when it came to basketball, he about business. Like don't even play. Like this ain't funny. But you know, off the court, he was, you know, he could joke with us a little bit. So I played with three different kind of coaches. But those three different coaches and coaching styles let me know like what I did and did not like in a coach and what I found important. And if it didn't teach me nothing else, it taught me your coach can't be your friend. You and your coach not friends. Okay, y'all be cool. Oh yeah, I love Coach Moore. Love him to death. My JUCO coach, Coach Suits, love Coach Suits. Love him to death. Like, I know he'll do anything for me. I'll run through a wall for Coach Suits. Like you kind of mentioned, like your coaches have a way of bringing that out of players. Like, I would run through a wall for him. But he wasn't my friend. That's just being real. He was not my friend. He was my coach. And that's how it needs to be. And I feel like that's where they kind of fell short at. KD and Kyrie brought him in like they're gonna be friends. Like, okay, yeah, he can be our coach, this, and this. He know basketball, we know basketball. Like, no. You know, I get y'all all grown too. That's a kind of different dynamic. Y'all all grown. Y'all got kids and families, all that good stuff. Yeah. So it is a kind of a different dynamic. But I still feel that way. Like, even as a pro, even as a grown man, like, your coach not your friend, bro. You shouldn't be bringing him in talking about, yeah, he know basketball and we know basketball. No, he know basketball. You follow that. What he knows, you follow that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about what you know. Now, can y'all consult and, you know, come together and agree with certain things? Yeah, of course he going to want your input. You the best players. Of course. But Coach Moore asked me for my input every now and then, especially about defense. Sometimes he'll straight up be like, we'll go over another team scout. He'll be like, Nelson, how you think we got to guard it? And I appreciate that respect that he has for me. But at the end of the day, I also know, even if he asks me for that and I tell him, he'd be like, nah, I think it'd be better if we do it this way. Guess what I'm going to say? Yes, sir. You know basketball. He not my friend. He my coach. What he say goes. He the boss. He the head honcho. He wearing the hat around here. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to say. He is the guy. Let him be the coach. He is the leader. Let him lead. Y'all can't be out here talking about, like you said, you can't be skipping over him in the chain of command. Because if you do that, other guys gonna do that. They looking at y'all like, shoot, I guess what Steve said don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? So it just was a recipe for disaster. If that's the attitude they took towards it, that no, it's not gonna work. Because now all of a sudden, if you want to make a serious decision and they don't agree with it, they might not do it. And what can you say if you didn't let it ride for so long? What can you say in game or in serious situation like, hey, we're gonna do this, and they say, no, let's run this. Like, now you gotta put your foot down, like, no, bro, we running this. They might not take you serious, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just not good. It's bad for business. Coach, not your friends.
Yeah, I think that like overall it started off rough, like you said, with Kyrie saying how you know, we can kind of coach ourselves when we need a coach. And I saw what he followed up behind. I think he had another interview. He was like, that kind of got taken out of context. He was kind of just saying, like, we can hoop. We don't necessarily need to, you know, have all this structure and all this detailed playbook and stuff. And how true that was, I don't know. But that's just what he said. So, you know, whatever. I'm taking what he said. You feel me? So, I just think that it was. I'm not questioning Nash as a coach. I was just questioning him as a coach, if that makes sense. I'm not saying he could not coach. I was saying I'm not sure. That's all it was for me.
You're not questioning the X's and O's?
Yeah, like he knows basketball. Like, there's a big difference between I think we had this conversation before. I don't know, recorded, put out, whatever. But there's a big difference between knowing the game and teaching the game. Those are two totally different skills. Like, those are two different worlds, because there are great engineers, but that doesn't mean I can. bro, everybody who's been through college can understand this. There are people who like for my when I went to school, bro, we had a dude who wrote the book that we were taking in class. I think it was what was it? I think it was biology class, something like that. Dude wrote the book. He made the book, the study guide, all this. He made all that. He was the author of the book. That was hands down one of the hardest classes. Like, there's no debate. Just because you have this knowledge doesn't mean I can give you this knowledge. Doesn't mean I can organize and systemize things to where someone else can consume this. That's two totally different skills. Like, just because you're a great player does not mean you're a great coach, a great trainer, or whatever. Two totally different skills. It's different between being an advisory or giving counsel or giving advice versus teaching skills or teaching how to organize, these systems and stuff. There's those two totally different worlds. And so Nash had the IQ. We all know he's a great player, high IQ, one of the most skilled all time, all that stuff. But I'm not sure you knew how to structure and lead men to be a coach. So that's the part that I just kind of like, I don't know. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just saying I have no clue. I don't know. Just because you're a great point guard and can lead me in that order, it's a big jump from going, because I think NBA has like 3 or 4 seats between the head coach and the first player. So it's like head coach, right hand man, another coach, maybe another coach, and the players. That's a huge jump from player to head coach. Because coaches will tell you it's a big jump from assistant coach to head coach. So I know it's a huge jump from head coach from player. That's jumping from what's the first planet? Mercury to Earth. That's planet. That's sad. I ain't know that. That's sad, bro. I'm out of school.
You got it right. Get
All right,
credit.
okay,
You got
cool.
it right. You got it right.
But that's a big jump from Mercury to Earth, let alone going from one side of Mercury to the other. Like, that's two totally different things. That's two different conversations we're having. And so it's like that's where the questioning of Nash came in. I think that's when most people question players. I'm not saying they can't be a coach. I obviously know the X and O's because you played X amount of years in the league and you're an all-star, all this stuff. The only question is, can you figure out how to take the X's and O's from here to put it on board quick enough to drop a play for Kyrie? You only got 30 seconds to drop this play, bro. Like, what we doing now? And do you have enough time to calm the storm mentally of Kyrie, Joe Harris, Seth Curry, and Claxton real quick? KD's good, but how do you calm the other 4 down? That's a tough situation to be in. We're down 15. What do you call now? Is it a play call or is it a personnel call? Do you put in the spark plug on the bench? Do you just go defense? Do you go offense? Do I call a timeout? Do I let it ride? Do I go small ball? Do I go big? Like, all these things that you have to do rapid fire that people don't consider. Oh, it's easy to be a coach. Nah, chill out, bro. That's a lot to go on. Oh, it's easy for me to sit right here watching TV and be like, oh, why ain't you just put in Claxton? It's an easy switch. Easy call. Yeah, we know the game. Yeah, we all understand it. The difference between sitting in my home in the comfort of my chair and sitting on the sideline and the bench right there. Two totally different worlds. And so I just feel like that's where Steve Nash came into question. We never seen him close to that position before. And as of right now, he's not looking like he's qualified to do that. I'm not saying he can't, because we've seen plenty of coaches have probably worse starts than him with better roster. Well, I don't know about better roster, but a roster, close to being as adequate as his. So maybe he gets a turnaround, tweak another situation for him, but ain't no really telling, man. But I do feel like that he had a very, very rough situation to go in because he went from KD and Kyrie. It was like, oh man, you got a match made in heaven. Throw in the fact that James Harden came in middle of the season, or one point in the season, to having both of them being basically everybody being hurting out at different points in the year. Then in COVID year, and then James Harden leaves. Then Ben Simmons come, he doesn't play. So it's like, I'm not saying he just had smooth sailing, but at the same time, it's like we expected better results than getting swept in the first round. I think that was the biggest issue for him. So I don't know. I think he does get another shot at some point. Jay Kidd got another shot. He was rough in Milwaukee, and he's back in Dallas doing his thing. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think Nash will get another shot at some point. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think he get another shot too. Probably won't be for a while though, but I think he definitely gets another shot at some point. In Nash defense, he kind of drew the short end of the stick with Kyrie. Like, we all know how difficult Kyrie can be, just as a player and for your organization and stuff. We all know how talented he is, a world of talent. Like, I had my coach tell me, there's some players you just can't win with, no matter how talented they is.
Mm.
And I think Kyrie might be an example of that. Like, and of course, Kyrie already won a championship, but that was with the best player in the world. Like at the time, it's like, I mean, and then he was Robin and not Batman. And right now, he's still kind of here Robin and not Batman with KD. But I don't even think they see it that way. I think they both look at each other like equals. Like, shoot, both of us can. But what I'm saying is, though, some guys are not good for your organization. Some guys are not good for your program, no matter how talented they may be. So it might not be good enough that they're talented, that they're good at basketball. Sometimes they got to do the right thing, and them not being able to do that may be your downfall. So like, I ain't saying what Kyrie and the whole the vaccine situation was right or wrong. That ain't my place to say. That's a personal decision. But he made the decision he made, dug his feet in the ground, like, nah, like, I stand on what I said. So he couldn't play half the season. Okay. So now you got to ride with that. Like, I ain't saying, like I said, I'm not saying he wrong or right, but you the coach, now it's like, shoot, hey, you only got Kyrie half the games. So figure it out. So that way he kind of drew the short end of the stick. Then, they let him play full time. But by the time they let him play full time, James Harden said, man, I'm sick of this weird, like, Kyrie not playing, whatever. I don't like it. I want to go. So now you got to trade James Harden. So it's like, sure, well, I mean, all right, James, ask for a trade. Let's get the best we can get. You brought in Ben Simmons. Guess what? Ben Simmons ain't playing the whole season. So it's like, sure, all right, well, KD. But then, Kyrie comes back. It's like, all right, let's try to get this thing rolling. We're getting as much chemistry as we can get. Playoffs come, and it's like, they ain't get the job done, whatever. But next year, Ben will be healthy. KD, Kyrie, let's get it rolling. It's like, now you come out here, you start laying eggs. You 2-7, 2-8, whatever it is. It's like, well. Now they looking at you like, man, I don't think he's a good coach. So, yeah, he did kind of draw the short end of the stick. I'm not going to lie about that. And then KD demanded a trade too in the middle of the summer. Let's not forget about that too. Yeah. Let's not forget about that. Then he kind of asked for Steve to be fired too. He was like, yeah, he was like, I'll come back, but y'all got to fire Steve. Steve probably was at home like, dang, bro, what I do? But so yeah, he kind of drew the short end of the stick. Just being real. But push comes to shove, we got to look at what you did on the basketball court. You didn't really do much with the talent that you had. They still was out there playing. You had the talent. You had the guys on the floor. So it just was like, and then Ime Udoka on the market. I think that all swirled into one. And it was like, all right, Steve, we're going to go get Ime.
That's what I was finna say. Because I'm glad you mentioned KD asking for basically Nash to get up out of it, because I forgot about that. So I wish I could remember the timeline of when all this stuff happened, because I was listening to JJ Redick podcast when Donovan Mitchell was on there. And he was saying how Quinn was gone at one point during the summer. So Quinn Snyder was left at some point between end of last season and this summer. And then Udoka was going up out of there between sometime in the point last season and this summer. And KD demanding that basically his coach get traded, which is just crazy to say. A player asking for the coach to get traded somewhere between that time frame. So I wish I knew the order of sequence that happens, because that'll make a lot more sense for all of this. Because if you were going to get rid of Nash anyway, why go through the whole fight between you and KD when you got him out of it anyway? So now I'm questioning everybody above Nash too, because I'm just like, why go through this whole drama, bring him back and making him look awkward, and now you fire him? Like, it's just like that. Oh, that makes sense to me, man.
But you know what I think that might have been? I think that was kind of like a pride thing of like, maybe not pride, but like more so on, hey man, you don't run my organization. Yeah. Like KD was like, man, I want to be traded. All right, bro. You want to be traded? We're going to get the most we can for you. You are Kevin Durant, most considered the best player in the world, or second best player in the world, whatever. So we going to get as much as we think you are valued. So we gonna ask for the most. And so they looking for trade offers and stuff. You seen all the trade offers coming out of nowhere. Like, hey, this and this player was offered. They came back with this offer. Like, it was going back and forth, but it seemed like they just wasn't taking anybody or taking what teams was offering. So then KD like, so all right, I'll come back and like play, but y'all gotta get rid of Steve. And I think they looked at it like, hey man, all right. They didn't say no words. Hey. You just calm down, all right? We said we're gonna trade you, but you feel me? Just calm down. That's what I'm saying. In my house. Hey, Cole got this saying, you come in my house, you're not gonna touch the remote. All right. Yeah. You ain't gonna touch the remote. Just like if I come in your house, I ain't gonna touch your remote. That's your remote, that's your house. You decide what channel we gonna watch. And so I think that kind of what it was like. Hey, KD, you in my house. All right. Now you said you wanted to be out. That's cool. I'm gonna let you out. But you ain't finna touch the remote. But we still run this over here. So Steve is the coach. We looking for trade offers for you. And that's the end of the discussion. Then the season started like, we 2-7. You made Udoka on the market. We don't want Steve like that no way. Steve, go ahead. So I think that's partly what it was. Like, hey, KD, you don't run things over here. All right. We're not gonna let you dictate what go on in our organization.
Yeah, that makes sense, but it's still just a bad look. It looks like you're not having a well-run organization. That's what it looks like. So, oh no, man. The Nets are just a circus show right now. I hate to say that because I really like KD and Kyrie. Like I really enjoy them as ball players, and I was excited to see them go to Brooklyn. Hopefully bring some resurgence to them, and like I like the vibe of Brooklyn. The whole the jerseys, the way the rent is. I like the whole thing about that. I really respected that. So for them to turn around and just be a big question mark like they are right now has been puzzling to say the least. So I don't know, man. I think at some point they turn around. If they get Ime in there, I think we're gonna see a quick, like a very quick turnaround. Like let's say he goes in tomorrow, by next week they have like a flip record, at least by a 500 type joint. So it's like, let's say he's 2 well, let's just throw a number out there and say they're 5-10 by the time Ime gets there. So the next 15 games, I expect them to be like 7-8, like 8-7. I really expect them to have that big of a turnaround. I ain't saying he's gonna turn around and just be like magical. What's the record? 33-0, 34-0, something like that. So like I ain't expecting them to go in that type of run, but a big enough turnaround to where it's like, yeah, he's a nice coach. Like this is definitely a different team. So we'll see. They stole my guy, but I don't know what happened with the situation while he's out of there. So I ain't gonna speak too heavily on that still. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. I think Ime is definitely gonna be good for him. I think he's going to like command their respect. They're gonna have to respect him. He's not their age or close to their age, so that's going to help. And he's proven as a coach. Unlike Steve, he's already been the head coach, coached the team to the finals. So that's going to be a little bit of a respect thing. I feel like maybe they'll call him coach. Have you noticed they don't call Steve Nash coach? They be like Steve. And
Steve.
I get it. They grown, whatever. Y'all played against Steve when he was still in the league. Cool. But that the player in me, that just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, especially the head coach. I ain't gonna lie, I got an assistant coach here named Carl Ivy that I've mentioned many times. Carl used to play for CSU before I came, but I met Carl as a regular guy. Like when I met him, he a Columbus native. So when I met him, we was just hoopers. So he was Carl. The next year, he was my assistant coach. He was the grad assistant. So he was Coach Ivy. I still call him Carl. We still cool like that, but I have a respect for him. And he knows that. Like we have a respect for each other. And so the player in me, that just rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, me and Steve was talking about it. Like, who is Steve, bro? Coach Nash? Coach Steve? Some, bro, like something. Bro, just Steve? Like, come on, man. That just rubbed me the wrong way. I can't lie to you. That just grinds my gears. I'm like, no way you call bro Steve on TV. Like, if y'all call him Steve, that's one thing. But, like, at least let the world think y'all call him coach. At least do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But, yeah, I think Ime can turn it around for him. Or, like, I ain't saying they finna be number one in the East and nothing like that. But, like, he can definitely get them on the right track, I feel like. So, hopefully, you know, I don't know what's going on with their situation. Hopefully, we might heard the end of it, and he can just, you know, focus on basketball too. I hope that for him.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man. We'll see what happens with them boys. They might just, like you said, by next week they might be 500. Next thing you know, it's like, oh Lord, here come the Knicks. So we'll see though.
But
See what goes on.
one little weird thing that I don't think most fans think about too is that when a coach moves, he usually has a team with him. Like it's usually me, it's my right hand guy, this my other guy. All your guys are in Boston,
and they not leaving.
You're not leaving. I'm not just gonna up and move just because you got this situation over here. Like, especially if I'm the head coach now or I'm the right hand man now, I'm not finna. Well, the right hand man might go because you know that's a lateral move, but most guys ain't finna leave like that. You know what I mean? I already got the situation set up here, my family here. Like, nah, I ain't finna do all that. So I think that's a one small thing to look at too. That I don't think I don't think ESPN if say Ime goes over and it sucks. Like I don't think ESPN are gonna be talking about. Well, Ime doesn't usually have his regular coaching staff or whatever. He has to deal with the guys Nash. I don't think they're gonna talk about that. But if you've been in that circle, you understand more of how important to have. I speak a message. It's important to have an echo after me. I'm gonna have a message, and it's like bits and pieces are kind of going out rather than just the echo. So I'm a head coach, and I don't have an echo following after me. My message isn't getting as clear and as pure as it should be. It's bits and pieces. Now I have to really educate from second down rather than, let's say I got 5 coaches from number 6 down, which is the best player down now. So now I have to go through Jacques Vaughn and coach him and teach him how I want to do stuff. And I go through whoever else the other assistant coaches are to get y'all to preach my message and echo my message versus I just speak my message to you or I speak it to the team. Now Jacques Vaughn saying it. Now I got T. Lou saying it. Now I got Spoelstra saying it. So now every coach is following through what I say. You might flip how they need to hear it, but my message doesn't change. Now I have to make sure my message is being preached to you, my assistant coach, to you, my third coach, you, the video coordinator, and players. So I think that's one little small caveat to throw in there that, you know, just because the head coach move, don't mean, oh, he's going to be automatic turnaround. No, I don't have my whole team with me. It's like Batman moving with half of his belt. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm handicapped here. I only got the Batmobile. That's it. All right, let me figure something else out, man. Like, I ain't fully Batman right here because I ain't got my full belt. All I got is one tool out of the toolbox and the Batmobile. Like, it's, it ain't the same Batman, brother. Like, I'm struggling over here. So, it's something I thought about, man, that you're not definitely going to get that on ESPN, Sports Center, maybe not even NBA TV. But this is a small little something. I ain't making excuses, but it's something to consider when you're thinking about if and when the move happens.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see though, man. I got faith in Ime. I ain't gonna lie. So we'll see what he can do, and we'll see what the Celtics can do. Also, after losing, that's another thing to keep an eye on. But I'm sure they'll still be good. They got the talent, they got the chemistry, they got the finals experience now. So I'm sure they'll still be fine. But you know, all that's gonna be interesting to see. The season already exciting. We ain't even 10 games in. It's going crazy. So
yeah,
we're gonna see though, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. It was an interesting first 2 weeks of the season, week and a half, whatever it's been.
Literally.
Or at the time we're recording this, at least. So but yeah, man, this is an interesting first little run. It's like I think before the season it was already interesting because we had a whole lot of interesting news and stuff pop right before the season went. And then from then on, it's been like a good month of just like NBA news and basketball news popping up. So yeah, it's just I don't even know what the season will look like by Christmas now because I expect them to have a good solid year of just, you know, there might be some good basketball finally or just, you know, some normalcy. Ain't looking like it, man. So we'll see.
Crazy, man. Yeah, man. But anything else you want to throw out there, man? Anything else you want to get off your chest before we get out of here?
Nah, I think I'm good for right now, man. If not, we might save it for next week or something, man. But I think that's it for right now.
All right, bro. Sound good, man. But hey, man, we appreciate y'all for listening. That does it for another episode of the BeBall Jones podcast. Just us kind of chopping it up right here, catching up a little bit with each other about not, with each other and also with the, things going on around the league for y'all. Anyway, we always got to do one of these every now and then. We call these like our random talks, I guess. Just kind of what's on our minds, type stuff. But hope y'all enjoyed it though, man. But anyway, y'all be sure to follow Brian on all social medias at BeBall Jones. That's BeBall Jones on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So y'all go check him out over there. You can follow me at NellyH34 on Twitter, at Nelson.Haskin on IG, and you can follow me at my name on Facebook. We like to keep the conversation going on over there, y'all boys. Y'all be on the lookout for that clip too of me telling y'all that Steve Nash feet was gonna be to the fire. I'm putting that out soon. I just gotta go get it. Just know it's coming. But anyway, man, be sure to follow the podcast on TikTok. Also, got a TikTok that's going across the screen right now. If you're watching on YouTube, got plenty of clips and stuff on there. It'll probably be on there too, just so y'all know. So y'all go check us out, man. Like what we already got posted. We greatly appreciate it. But anyway, man, be sure to like and subscribe and comment, man. Drop down in the comments. Let us know what you think about the talk, man. Let us know what you think about the Steve Nash situation, and the Ime Udoka situation, the Kyrie and KD situation, all that good stuff. Let us know how y'all feel about it. Y'all think it's the right move, the wrong move? Do you think the Nets gonna turn it around? Y'all just keep the conversation going with us in the comments, man. So be sure to like and subscribe and comment, man. But once again, man, that does it for another episode of BeBall Jones podcast. We appreciate y'all for listening. And be sure to tune in next week for another great talk or another great interview or another great debate, man. Just got to be there to find out. But without further ado, man, we out.